Course Nation, Sanbonan Mavit, and welcome back to Football Trends with me, OQB. Now, on this video, guys, there's some things that I want us to clarify and we look at because, we've heard a lot of players being linked with us, especially Kaizer, because we do know Kaizer is a big brand, and whenever it comes to transfer news, there are things that always happen and people think and assume whenever a player is linked with us is going to be joining us. Now, fact check, there's something that I want us to look at in terms of those players and everything. Firstly, starting with the Faissal Salum. Guys, Faissal Salum is indeed wanted at Nashorena by coach Nasruddin Nabi. And Naye, he knows this. He has met with Nabi. They've talked about it, and he knew about this even before Unabi azohlangana naye this year or last month or whatever the day it was, where he was spotted in Tanzania. Which, if we did say Unabi is in Tanzania without providing proof, a lot of people would say no, that is not true. But he was spotted, and then we brought out the proof. Utumjita was at Tanzania, doing his work there with Taramaliwa, and also Cedric Kaizer was there with them, even though we do not have photos or pictures to show Cedric Kaizer was there as the second assistant coach, not the first, but the second assistant coach. The first assistant coach, I do not know whether he was there or not, but we do know which the first assistant coach is Ulo Khalil Ben Yusuf. That is the first assistant coach. Now, looking at Faissal Salum Afetu, he played a game against us, and then on that game when they played, we did not win or score on those that game that we played, which was an international friendly, the friendly game. And then we started to see how he performed. For me, I did not get enough time to see him, but with what I've seen so far, it's not something I would say he's a bad player. He is a good player. I feel like I could have seen more of him, so I do not know where to stand with how he played on that game on the national level. The only thing that I've stated was the fact that he has gained a little bit of weight, which is something engayithandanga when I saw him. But other than that, I think he's a great player. He did wonders. He was doing what any midfielder is supposed to be doing, except scoring goals and also the weight problem. Those are the two things that I did not like about Faissal Salum. And since he knows that Kaizer Chiefs or Nasruddin Nabi is interested in signing him, he went up to the stand and he made the peace sign, which it's relevant because Nangali Bayenza a peace sign. He's been doing it wearing Azam FC. He's been doing it wearing I think the Young Africans jersey, if I'm not mistaken. So there was this short picture where he was trending. I'm sorry guys, I can't show you everything, but I'll try my best to put those clips on the screen so that you can see. There were those clips where it was trending, and a lot of people said no, this is what. Now the rumor guys are saying yes, Omjita has signed. Now guys, I will tell you this: no, Faissal Salum has not signed any deal with Kaizer Chiefs currently. That is something that you have to know. Now, people out there, especially those Jongwa transfer window who likes to talk and make a name for themselves. You guys know me. You know QP. I've been here from last transfer window. I've been here. The transfer window before that one, I was not here yet, but I was with Cameroon, if you remember correctly. Why would you go and listen to people outside of Football Trends at QP who are not people who are zero to you? Do not know those people, you do not trust them, and then they tell you, yes, we have signed a player like this one, and then you listen to them without me or maybe other trusted sources that you know of having confirmed those news. Yes, we've told you Nabi is interested in the player, and we've told you what is currently happening in terms of Faissal Salum. And even now, I'm going to show you something. Let me just quickly show you something that was posted by Faissal Salum. Now, Faissal Salum himself, as I'm showing you here on the screen, Faissal Salum himself, he posted this post. I hope you can see them. He posted this, as you can see, 7 hours ago. He posted, and then they were talking about him on this game, and he knows he posted this one where also they were talking about him. He posted this one where there's a sign of peace and love, the heart. We are ready to give you a contract. They tagged him with Umahlati. That was the player. Well, that was someone who tagged Faissal Salum. And then also we move on. You can see, proud to coach such quality top midfielders. Faissal Salum, a picture that speaks louder than words. And then also we move. You can see there's a lot of peace and signs, but this does not mean that Faissal Salum has signed a contract with Kaizer Chiefs. This merely shows you that there's an interest, and Naye, he is looking probably forward to joining us. Not saying that he does want to join us. I do know for a fact that he does want to leave Azam FC, but I do not know for sure Godwa, with the talks that were held, it does look like Faissal Salum does want to come and join Kaizer Chiefs. Now, those people who say it's a done deal, he has signed this contract and that contract, come on guys. Sometimes they follow what we do. Sometimes we can post a video and then for example, Sipombule, I don't remember us saying yes, Kaizer Chiefs is interested in signing Sipombule and we only talked about Uti. Now Umchita, he's a free agent. And what do you think? Do you guys believe he could be signed? And also there were those rumors Uti or agent Mike Macabs is the one who tried to offer him to Kaizer Chiefs, and then now Macabs, he's saying no, that is not the case. For me, I will speak with my trusted source because I know what they told me I think is true. Agents sometimes they do lie just to cover up what is currently happening, but if he says as an agent, no, there are no clubs official that have tried to sign Sipombule or anything like that. What is he doing as an agent? Did he not offer the player to teams? Because as an agent, that's his job, to make sure Utumchita does not stay very long without the club. So if he says he did not know what is going on, there have not been official talks, and none. Yes, there might not have been official talks, but he did offer, just like he offered us a striker, which was later discovered, which is that striker from Portugal, Kotliwe, the white guy. And then later on, he offered us Ansakomboli. There's a lot of players that he offered to us, and then Coach Nazudinabi was like, no, I do not need those players, and we've talked about it. And Jela Bafit. So the rumors, Bafit, be careful of how you listen or perceive those rumors. In terms of my transfers, even now, we've heard that Kaizer Chiefs are in advanced talks with Paseka Marco. That does not mean they are looking to sign Paseka Marco, even though it looks promising. Advanced talks, that means they are considering him, but that doesn't mean they have signed the player just yet. We've seen players like Innocent Mabuza, which he went there, he tried, but nothing has been confirmed whether he signed or he did not sign. Now that does not mean Utumchita has signed. We have to listen and look at those things, and then we conclude, okay, this is currently happening, this is not happening. So we can't just be happy because someone is linked with Kaizer Chiefs and then we expect to see that player going to National Arena. Not that I'm trying to defend the rumors out there. Yes, the rumors, having those rumors, it's nice, but also us, if we are offering the players to the team, or we are hoping and dreaming. Even today, guys, when I woke up, this thing, like, it was so confusing because Lele, and then I'm dreaming Oswin Apollos, it's a done deal. And I saw that thing was posted by Unplayable Sete, which I felt like, wow, Sesam Tolile, after this long, at least things are changing. And then Papa Ngavuga, Mangvuga, I'm like, oh my god. It was just a dream. So having those dreams that not mean necessarily we signed the player. And I posted about it and I showed the guys I was sleeping, and then I saw Oswin Apollos being a done deal, and I was like so happy. Now the reason why I feel like Oswin Apollos has not been performing to his fullest when it comes to how he plays is because of how he wants to leave the club and they are not allowing him to leave. So yes, with Magazo Chubega be consistent on the club, performing very well, it's going to affect him because he won't be able to leave. Now, if he performs poor, maybe they will be forced to let him go at the club. But if that's not the case, they might not let him go. So why does he perform much better Bafana Bafana but performs poorly on Polokwane City this season, not any other season? This season, last season actually, because already we have concluded the season of 2024 to 2025 season. Now we're waiting for 2025 to 2026 season. So why is it Anga performing poorly throughout ngapha kuPolokwane City and also kuBafana Bafana, but only performing poorly on Polokwane City? Now you can see clearly with this thing, he's making it intentionally because they're not allowing him to do what he wants. And allegedly, remember when I told you guys, there's something coming from my trusted sources, there's something that is happening at Polokwane City that is not ideal for most players. That's why it's hard to see a player leaving Polokwane City. How many players have you heard who have left Polokwane City, especially the good quality player ones? Let me know down in the comment section below. But other than that, like I've said, guys, please be careful. Be careful of how you perceive or receive the rumors. If something is not confirmed by a trusted source, please do not follow very much. I said I wanted us to talk about Mayambela. Mayambela is another player who's been linked with us, and for me, Tiwayena, he wants to come home and he wants to join Kaizer Chiefs. That is his preferred club choice. You can clearly see it's okay. This is highly possible because now I've decided to take a step back now and listen and look at how all of those things are happening. Okay. Clearly the agents are doing extra work to make sure to the players they get to a club where they will get paid handsomely. Kaizer just does pay, and it pays very well, even though we can't sign quality players, or we are not signing quality players, because I don't know the real reason why we are not signing quality players for at this moment, or the players that we want and we know that we need, we are not signing them. We do pay well. Other than that, you can't find a Kaizer player complaining about salary or being late in terms of his salary, because those players, they do get paid. And Kumbule, signing a player like Abopasa Komako, who's this guy, Apiwe Baliti, Tabiso Monyane, some of those players that have been offered to us, and some of them we are close to signing. Remember, those players will be well paid, and you can't be thinking second thoughts if we are Zutilanya corner, I will be treated the right way that I want to. Now we've heard Fiston Maela does want to leave his club. We don't know whether he wants to leave because of retire, or he wants to leave because of was joiner. Two possibilities. So I'm saying it again. We do not know for sure whether he wants to leave because of Hamba and retire, or because he wants to come and reunite with Coach Nazarene Nabe. And if he does do that, that means he will need to take a salary cut. He will be paid much less than what he was getting at the Pyramids. Now, another thing you have to remember, we have a player like Destin Sereno who joined us, and that player, he made sure his name was known, because Ushilo, it's not something that I'm not gonna sugarcoat or anything. Winning a trophy with Kaizer Chiefs is different than winning a trophy at where I was playing before, because Kaizer Chiefs is a big team. Now that tells you a lot of things. That tells you a lot of things about this club that we all so much love with all our heart, which is Kaizer Chiefs Football Club. You have to know it's a special team. It's a special team which needs special players, and it needs the respect. So that is something that we have to remember when it comes to our club, our football club that we love so much. I grew up supporting Kaizer Chiefs. Nothing else in the PSL mina being Kaizer. Nothing else. I don't want to sugarcoat and lie and say look here. I just grew up having Kaizer Chiefs in my mind, and that's it. Mangizwe another team effort, like, so that's something that you can't take away from my DNA because it's in my blood. It's in me. So but come on, guys, come on. We have to be honest, and not just for the fact that I love the club, but also if there are things that I see, no, those things are not looking good. Because even now, there are things that are not looking good. Yes, but let's be honest, at this time we might at least have signed at least one player because the transfer window is open. And if I'm not mistaken, we have this transfer window up until July or August, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there. So we have to make sure that we sign the players that we need. And with Kaizer Chiefs being so quiet and not anything in terms of our official offers, we know there's an offer that was made to a club. Remember when we wanted to sign about Clement Mzize, there were offers being made, and I told you guys about this. We know there's an offer that was made by Kaizer Chiefs for Clement Mzize. It got rejected. Now you understand. So now, no offers, and us going back and forth, going to Arsenal Falabai, moving from there, talking with Tabo Pasika, Marco, trying to sign players which I feel like they're not going to give us much. That is something that I would say my opinion on. It doesn't look good for us. Not just because there's Nabi. Coach Nazarene Nabi Ustolelana, he's going to leave us here. Me, I'm thinking about the future of the club. Coach Nabi, if he can give us a structure that is going to work for us, it's fine. I do not mind him leaving. But Nati, we need to adjust ourselves so that we know this is where we meet the coach. Equal, I said earlier, we do not need to sign all the players at the same time. If we can find a good player who is second best, I saw Mohamed Hussein yesterday. Like I've said, Mohamed Hussein is great for me. Even the player Lilibel Kipile, who was playing, I think, that left back position, if I'm not mistaken, from Tanzania, I think he did wonders. He has a South African name, sort of. He did wonders. He was playing very well, exceptional well. Now I was not just looking at Faissal Salum, but I was looking at the entire team on how they performed and some of the players who I feel like those players have done great. So, guys, let's be careful of how we look at the rumors. Not everything that you're going to hear is true. Even me, I have my trusted sources, but somewhere along the way, guys, you said this, but now things are moving this way. Sometimes we have to expect things do not go according to plan, which is something that happens a lot with Kaizer Chiefs. The only thing that I'm hoping for us to do is to start now making sure with every player that we want, we sign no matter what. Other than that, there's nothing more I can say about Faissal. But yeah, like I've said, this is it in terms of my umbrella. I don't know, guys. I don't think we can sign him because I don't feel like back then at his prime, yes, we could have jumped at the opportunity and then say no, we are taking him, just like Abu Tapotkele, because he's still at his prime and we are building. We can't build with 28 and above. Let's try to sign at least 28 to 24 minimum, or even 25. So 25, 26, 27, 28, that should be our loan. If a player is special, then 30 we can sign maybe a bit above, like a player like Abu Fiston Maele. If there's a player who plays like him, who is a quality like him, then we can sign. If you look at the goal that he scored against Mamelodi Sundowns, that tells you a lot about that player. It's not just a straight ball, it's a curl, which is something that not just any ordinary player can be able to do. We can't compare him with players like Aboranga Shivaviro, Teshrik Morris. We can't. He's a different kind of a player. That is something that we have to take into consideration. Gaston Sereno needs help now. As much as his quality, he needs the help that he can get because he's not perfect. He has his emotions that he has to take care of. So, guys, I believe this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I've made sense and I've given you something that I needed you guys to hear in a very, very long time. But in terms of our links, we are still going to talk about the links. We are going to talk because we can look at the potential of those players, because sometimes you can find a player who is a great player and then we are linked with him, but we do not look at him. So for me, this side, we're not going to talk only about players who we do know they're going to sign, but also players that have been linked with us. That's why I do not say Kaizer Chiefs are going to sign. No, I tell you straight, there's a player, that is linked with us. This Fananalezo, even Salum. That's why I sustained from talking about Salum, because I knew there was nothing concrete that I could use to tell you guys would know this is what is happening. So for me, it was a bit difficult. But other than that, guys, I hope maybe with something tangible, hopefully maybe a good signing, maybe, but so far it's been quiet. Nothing has been promising.